At this time, I'm going to call to order this regular board meeting of the Mineola Independent School District Board of Trustees on Monday, May 18th, 2026. For the record, it is 6 o'clock and a quorum is present. The following board members are present: Jennifer Abercrombie, Kendall Banks, Glenn Dawsett, Jay McGow, Jill Kiambao, Jeffrey White, myself, Rodney Watkins. The purpose of this meeting has been posted according to the requirements of Section 551 of the Texas Education Code. If you have joined the meeting tonight and you wish to address the board, now it's time for you to come forward and make your remarks. The trustees may not respond to items not listed on the agenda, but will in every way possible make sure your concerns are reviewed, and if necessary, call for an agenda item related to the concern at a future meeting. Comments should be limited to 3 minutes. As presiding officer of the board, I have the responsibility to remind you that individual personnel issues are discussed in executive session. Therefore, please limit all public comments to program situations and/or issues. The next item on the agenda is executive session. At this time, I'm going to call the board into executive session according to the provisions found in section 551.072 and 551.074 of the Texas Government Code. No final action, final decision, nor final vote will be taken in executive session. No open meeting will follow the executive session where any final action deemed necessary and so posted will be taken by this board. For the record, the time is 6:02. I'm now going to declare the Board of Trustees back in open session. For the record, the time is 7 o'clock. While in executive session, no final action, final decisions, nor final votes were taken. At this time, I'm going to call on Superintendent Mize to lead us in the invocation.
Let us pray. Father God, we thank you so much for the day that you've given us. And Father, we thank you for the fact that we came to this end of the school year. And Father, we thank you for all the success that you've allowed our kids and our faculty and our staff to have. Father, it's so good to see so many kids in our room tonight that we're going to be able to honor with awards and things that they've done. Father, we're thankful for them. Father, we pray special blessing upon our seniors that will be ready to graduate on Friday. God, I just pray that you would give them knowledge and wisdom that they need as they get ready to make big decisions impacting their life. God, we just thank you for what they've done to Mineola ISD and how special that they've been throughout the school year, throughout their whole time here at Mineola ISD. We thank you for them and their families, Father. Father, just go with us now, lead, guide, and direct our meeting. And we ask all these things in the name that's above all names, in the name of Jesus. Amen. Amen.
Okay, if you'll remain standing, we're going to ask Jill if she'll lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Texas flag, honor
the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
On behalf of the entire Board of Trustees and Superintendent Mize, we'd like to welcome everyone here tonight. It's always good to see a good crowd. Item F is public forum. I've got to read this statement whether anybody signed up or not, so just bear with me. If you have joined the meeting tonight and you wish to address the board, now is the time for you to come forward and make your remarks. The trustees may not respond to items not listed on the agenda, but will in every way possible make sure your concerns are reviewed and if necessary, call for an agenda item related to the concern at a future meeting. Comments should be limited to 3 minutes. As presiding officer of the board, I have the responsibility to remind you that individual personnel issues are discussed in executive session. Therefore, please limit all public comments to programs, situations, and/or issues. Okay, we're moving on the agenda to to item G and Mr. McMahon. That's what I was just told.
We are blessed to have awesome students right here. These are our top two students. Where are they at? McKenna Kiambao and Jalen. Y'all come here for a second. So they are running and gunning tonight, so it's good to get this part for them to be recognized because they have senior slideshow and senior dinner, and I think it's barbecue. Is that right? Barbecue. So we do want to honor them tonight. Jalen is our number one. She's our valedictorian. And McKenna Kiambao is our salutatorian. And these two are very, very deserving, work hard, put in a lot of extra hours, and both are in what I would say probably one of the hardest pathways that we have here at Mineola High School, and that's in the health sciences. So, and I think they both really have knocked it out of the park. So for 4 years, they've dominated grades, they've dominated study time, they've dominated all the other things. We have a really good quality pitcher right here, who's bringing the softball team to the softball semifinals, state semifinals. And she's number one in her class, and can't say enough about her. Her teachers obviously respect her, and I would say these two battled it out to get to this point. And Jalen did come out on top of this, so I think it may have been an arm wrestling match. So Jalen's a little taller, so she had a little bit more leverage. But they both are very, very quality students, and we hate to see them go. Wish we could keep them because they add so much value to our school and to all the programs that they're involved in. So, once again, Jalen Marshall, McKenna Kiambao. So good night.
Okay, we're moving another item up so these folks can move on, and then we'll get to the superintendent's report and the regular recognitions and celebrations. But at this time, we're going to do the track awards.
Good evening. Before we recognize these two young ladies and their accomplishments for this year, I'd like to recognize and celebrate Tierney Neighbors for her 2025 state champion season, where she brought home the gold and set a 3A state record with a jump of 13-1. With the help of the Mineola Booster Club, we would like to present Tierney with this state championship ring. Please give Tierney a round of applause. It's my honor and privilege to stand here and recognize these two young ladies. They've had highs and lows this season as they've dealt with adversity. They're both leaders of our track team and are an example of for all the girls on how to train, how to warm up, and how to compete. Many of us don't know what it takes to get to this level. The long runs on the weekend, the private coaching, the indoor track meets, the early morning workouts, and the late night workouts because it's too hot outside during the day, and you have to call Coach Murphy to get the lights turned on. That's the word that I think of that describes Tierney and Rayleigh is dedication. They are dedicated to bettering themselves each and every day. Now I'm going to talk about each one of them. Rayleigh is a 4-time state qualifier in track, a 3-time state qualifier in cross country. She's also number 3 in her class. She holds the school record in the 4x4 and is also the 2026 regional champion in the 800. This past week, she competed at the state track meet where she ran a stellar second lap and went from 8th to 4th and narrowly missed the podium. Rayleigh, I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to see you compete at the next level. Rayleigh Peoples. Tierney holds 3 school records in the 200, the 4x2, and in the pole vault. She is the 2025 state champion and the 3A state record holder. Tierney's season this year did not go as we had planned. Tierney suffered a stress fracture in her lower back. As y'all can see, she's wearing a back brace. We weren't able to practice as much as we wanted to. Tierney, I know this has been very hard for you. She's always wants to work. She always wants to get better. And when I have to tell her, you have to stop, this isn't what she wanted to hear because she wants to better herself each and every day. Each practice was extremely painful and hard on her body. There were a few weeks where we even had to not jump at a track meet to help her recover. Tierney couldn't jump from her long run, so we had to shorten her up and go from a short approach. And and we went week to week. At district, area, and regionals, all we cared about was making it to the next week. This past week, Tierney jumped at the state track meet where she narrowly missed the gold by only 1 bar. If you were there, you really know how close that she was. Through all of this pain, she still brought home the silver. Tierney, I'm so proud of you. You have shown how to fight through pain, and you will do great things in college, and this is just the beginning. Tierney neighbors. One more other young man that competed at the state track meet this last week was Zane Strange. Zane started out the season working really hard and trying to make sure that he got back to where he left off last season. He set the school record in the high jump with 6 foot 6 inches, and he ended up getting the wild card and going to state where he jumped, I believe, 6'2" or 6'4". And we're very proud of Zane as well. Give it up for Zane Strange.
Okay, we're going to move to item H, which is the superintendent report with Superintendent Mize.
It is hard to believe that we're already in the final week of the 2025-26 school year. And I just want to say congratulations to all of our students that are here tonight, all the faculty and staff. It's been a really good year. It's already been mentioned by Mr. McMahon earlier tonight of how proud we are of our Lady Jackets softball team. They're going to be playing Iowa Park and Prosper on Wednesday and Thursday for a chance to play in the state championship game. And so we're super proud of them. We've set up an early release schedule on Wednesday and Thursday to give plenty of time for students, staff, whoever would like to go and be a part of that. And so we're very thankful for that. Graduation ceremonies are right around the corner. They'll be on Friday, May the 22nd at 8 p.m. at Meredith Memorial Stadium. Obviously, the weather could play a factor in that, so stay tuned. We'll release information as we get closer to Thursday morning really early as we make a decision on that. And If we can't have it outside, we'll have it in our gym. A live stream is going to be available for that ceremony as well, and allowing those people and family members to be able to tune in from wherever they may be around the country, around the world. Summer school is going to start on Tuesday, May the 26th. The district moves to our 4-day operating schedule during that time, Monday through Thursday, and so all those activities will be taking place during that time. And Mr. McMahon's already bailed on us, but we have done, you in here, Mac? Hey, you didn't want to miss this. So we do a Biggest Loser challenge when it comes to weight in the district. And this has been very competitive this year. And this dude right over here brought home $700 today by winning first place in our contest. Lost 12.8% of his weight. Incredible. We won't talk about second or third place tonight because first place, right? Huh? So we're proud of Mac on that. Hey, finally, I just want to say this. It's kind of weird that we have an agenda item that's up top near the superintendent's report, and I wanted to share this information with you as well. Tonight we have a real honor to honor someone who has made an impact on Mineola ISD for many generations. For 48 years, this person dedicated their life to the classroom at Mineola ISD, shaping the minds, character, and future countless students. His influence didn't stop when the bell rang. He invested in young people through our FFA program. He believed in them. He helped prepare them for life beyond our schools. And even when he retired from teaching, his commitment to Mineola ISD never wavered. For the past several years, he's faithfully served on our Mineola ISD Board of Trustees, continuing to lead, guide, and advocate for what is best for our students, staff, and community. And it's only fitting for a man who spent his life preparing students for their futures that he would have his name associated with a place that did exactly that. The influence of a great teacher can never be erased, and future generations will know the impact that Mr. Glenn Dawson has had on this school district. Tonight, I recommend to the Board of Trustees that we dedicate and name in his honor the newly renovated Career and Technical Education Center. Mr. Dawson was CTE when CTE wasn't cool, folks. It's a lasting tribute to the legacy of his service, his leadership, and his unwavering commitment to Mineola ISD. Mr. Dawson, thank you for the difference you've made and will continue to make for generations to come. We're proud to be able to do this in your honor tonight. Thank you for your leadership. Mr. President.
Well, now we gotta make it official. We gotta vote on it, so I'll entertain a motion.
Second.
Got a motion made and a second. Signify your approval by raising your right hand. Same sign if opposed, and everyone voted yes except for Mr. Dawson. So.
And we wanted to get the name done tonight, but we're going to have a big celebration when we do the ribbon cutting on that facility. You want to mark your calendars. It'll be the third Monday in August, August the 17th, 5:30 p.m. We'll do this and we'll cut the ribbon, and it'll be a great day where we'll have a ton of people there to celebrate with him. So thank y'all.
Okay. We're now going to move to recognitions and celebrations. And I'll tell you, we've got a few here to go through, but if you'll just wait until we get through with all of them so it doesn't cause any issues with anyone, that'd be good, because we're going to take a 5-minute break as soon as we get through with this. So first one up is primary school with Miss Jolie Ray.
Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to present our primary school students of the month, and we have 4 of them this month because we have our kindergarten and our Head Start Pre-K. So we're going to start with our Head Start Pre-K, and we have Asher Pate and Janae Wright here representing them. These are 2 sweet, sweet students that started with us when they were 3-year-olds at the beginning of this school year. They are actually both in Mrs. Williams' class, who's right back there because she is Teacher of the Month. So that's awesome to share them. Good. Oh, yeah. Yes. All right. Mrs. Williams shares that Asher is a creative, enthusiastic, and curious, often asking insightful questions that enrich the classroom discussion. He has blossomed into a strong leader, and you can always catch him smiling, doing the right thing, and being a perfect gentleman. Janae is also a leader in Mrs. Williams' class, and she shares that Janae is a kind, thoughtful, and respectful child who works well with others and contributes positively to their classroom. Janae leads with her quiet nature, an example of how a friend loves and shares. We'll go to the next one. All right, then we're going to go to kindergarten. There we are. Anderson Boyer and Savannah Oliveri are both kindergartners with us and have had a wonderful kindergarten year this year and got to walk with the seniors this morning, which was really, really exciting. Anderson is in Miss Southern's kindergarten class, and he comes to school each day with a positive attitude and a genuine love for learning. He is always polite and respectful to both his classmates and teachers and consistently shows kindness and generosity to those around him. Whether he is helping a friend, encouraging others, or sharing with classmates, Anderson leads with a caring heart. Miss Southern says she's very proud of the growth you have made this year, and thank you for being a joy in her classroom. And then Savannah is in Mrs. Van Horn's kindergarten class, and Mrs. Van Horn shares that she is an outstanding student and a wonderful example of what it means to be a leader in kindergarten. She is always respectful, responsible, and doing what she's supposed to do at all times, all around the building. Savannah comes to school ready to learn each day with a positive attitude and kind heart. She is someone that she can count on always to make the right choice, help others, and be a caring friend. Her hard work, kindness, and leadership make her truly deserving of being recognized Student of the Month. And Miss Van Horn said she is so proud of you, Savannah, and all you have accomplished. Anderson Boyer, Savannah Oliveri, Asher Pate, and Janae Wright, Students of the Month. Over here. Blessed. I really don't need to say anything. She already said it all. Yeah. All right, it's my pleasure to present Miss Esther Williams as our MPS Teacher of the Month. She is one of our 3-year-old Head Start teachers, as you can tell from her students up there. Here's the thing about her. If you're having a rough day or just lacking confidence, she's the one to go to because she's going to work it up for you. She's going to give you a good joke along the way to make you laugh. She's been with us 5 years now? 7. Has it been 7 already? 7. Man, time flies. And it's such a light on our campus. Some things your coworkers share about you: that Esther is a joy to be around, always greets people with a beautiful smile, and is kind and compassionate to everyone she is around. She is an excellent teacher, and they are very proud to work with you. She is kind, considerate, and a true team player who is always ready to lend a helping hand to anyone in need. She brings joy to those around her with her sense of humor and ability to make everyone laugh. She's consistently shows up for others, supports her students wholeheartedly, and encourages them every step of the way. With a servant's heart, she's truly everyone's biggest cheerleader. And she is the first one at school every morning because it's actually past her bedtime right now.
It really is.
Miss Esther Williams.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Let's go smile.
Thank you.
All right. I'm pleased to be able to be up here and get to talk about these three young ladies. And I know that Carol's not here right now, but these four made it to state this year. And Jaylee is a senior, and she has been competing on the powerlifting team for the past few years. And this right here has helped motivate her to do even more than just powerlifting. I feel like sometimes with powerlifting and track, it's one of those things where it's tough. It's a tough sport to be able to do. And she's going to be serving our country. And I just know through all of these experiences in athletics that it's taught her how to reach new heights, even at that next level. Jaylee ended up coming in 4th place at state this past year. Everybody, Jaylee Neveris. Juju ended up coming in 4th at state this year, improving on her lifts this past year, and doing a great job as well. Julian Coates. We have another junior as well, Zion Elijah. She came in 7th place at state this year. And Carol, I believe, bombed out, right? Did she bomb? That's what I was told to say. But anyway, if you know anything about powerlifting, that's where you drop the weight or whatever. But anyway, these 4 young ladies, extremely proud of them and how they competed this year, and we can't wait to see what it holds in the future for all 4 of them. Give it up for our powerlifters.
I'm going to brag real quick. I know it's already been said about Jaylee, but what y'all don't realize is she's already leading her group in recruits. Jaylee, you're going to the United States Marine Corps, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
She is going to be leaving. When are you leaving for training?
The morning after graduation.
The morning after graduation. So y'all give her a big round of applause for what she's going to be doing for our country.
We're now going to move to Intermediate School Students of the Month.
It is my pleasure to introduce, it says Students of the Month, but guys, I changed it up, you know me, and I did Students of the Year. So what I did is I polled our staff, all staff, and said, please recommend one female and one male student that exemplifies what we want to see in our Yellow Jackets. And so these are the 2 students, Jolene MacArthur and Bo Ripley. Mr. Bo, it is with great pride that I introduce you. Bo, you exemplify the character of leadership, work ethic that we hope all students strive to achieve. Your teacher said that you are very understanding and that you understand that growth comes through hard work and perseverance. Each day you arrive ready to learn, challenge yourself, and apply your talents to everything that you set your mind to accomplish. Beyond the classroom, Bo is known for his thoughtful and caring heart, whether sharing an enthusiasm for his famous 3D printer, which even I got a gift. Sorry, Bo, I embarrassed you there. Helping others without being asked, or simply making sure someone is okay. Bo brings positivity, kindness wherever you go. Your sense of humor keeps others smiling, and your genuine care for people makes you truly special. Do not ever lose that character quality. And then Miss Jolene MacArthur, also known as JoJo, is a student whose presence truly lights up every room she enters. She consistently demonstrates kindness, compassion, selflessness in a way that she interacts with both teachers and peers. Whether helping quietly behind the scene or encouraging others with a smile, JoJo leads through her actions each and every day. Your teacher describes you as someone who is always willing to strive to become the very best version of yourself while uplifting those around you by doing the same. You bring joy, positivity, encouragement. You just go the extra mile to make everyone's day a little bit brighter. But I introduce Miss Jolene and Mr. Bo Ripley. You got your own cheering squad. Okay, drove her for a photo. All right, so my next introduction is our Employee of the Month, which is Stephanie Griffin. It's my honor to recognize Ms. Griffin as our Mineola Intermediate School Staff of the Month. Ms. Griffin pours into her students academically, emotionally, and personally. She creates a positive and encouraging learning environment where students feel capable, confident, and supported. In addition to teaching academics, Ms. Griffin instills perseverance, self-belief, and determination in her students, inspiring them to push past challenges to reach their full potential. Little facts about Miss Griffin. She is married to Patrick of 36 years. They have 2 wonderful children, Holly and Hunter. You have been in education for 35 years, 27 here in Mineola. And of course, she's our dyslexia teacher, if I didn't say that before. What brings her joy? She says, things that bring her joy are faith, spending time with family and friends, being outdoors in nature, cooking, thrifting, traveling, attending concerts, running 5Ks, caring for our animals, and of course, teaching. I think the only thing you left out is sleeping, but I know that brings us all joy. She asked for a fun fact, and you are currently planning a wedding for your daughter in Italy. So you'll be traveling there soon, I'm sure. But this is Miss Stephanie Griffin, our staff member of the month. And now you get your photo over here.
Okay, now we're going to move to the middle school students of the month.
Yes. So every year, our yearbook teacher will push out an email to the entire staff and say, hey, it's time to pick this year's Mr. and Miss MMS. And the things that they're looking for are students who contribute to our overall school community, students who show really great character, students who apply themselves in whatever it is they decide to be involved in.
And so this year, Mr. and Miss MMS are Aurelius Rowland and Kinsler Boker. So I'm going to read to you what their teachers wrote about them. It says, these outstanding 8th grade students represent our school very well. Aurelius and Kinsler excel not only in athletics, but also in the classroom, consistently demonstrating hard work, dedication, and leadership in everything that they do. Their ability to balance academic success with athletic achievement is truly commendable. Beyond their accomplishments, what sets these students apart to the staff is the way they treat others. Aurelius and Kinsler are friendly, respectful, and kind to everyone around them, making a positive impact on our campus each and every day. They lead by example and embody the character, spirit, and excellence that we value in Mr. and Miss, whoa, Russell's going to be mad at me that I said that, MMS. For those reasons, our teachers proudly selected them for this honor. We are incredibly proud of both of these students and look forward to all they will accomplish in the future. And I know you've heard me say it before, but I'll say it again, and I've already told several parents tomorrow is our 8th grade awards, and it's going to be hard for me because these guys have been with me 6 years. They've been with me every year of my principalship, and they're a special group. So, Mac, you got good ones coming at you. And I'm really proud to honor these both. Kinsler is playing volleyball right now. Otherwise she would be here. And, we're just lucky that we got Ray to come be a part. So anyway, I'm happy to honor them both tonight. Okay. So our staff member of the month. Whew. Okay. For many years, Michelle Dudley has been the heart of our campus. The steady presence students, staff, and families always can count on. Whether she's counseling students, calming chaos, which may be mine, covering 100 unexpected duties, mainly lunch all the time, every day, or simply offering encouragement at exactly the right moment. Michelle wears more hats than anyone will ever know. And somehow she makes it all look effortless, except when you're crying. Her impact reaches far beyond her office. She has helped shape the culture of our campus through compassion, humor, which she is very funny whether she intends to be or not, wisdom, and a servant's heart that never seems to run out of energy. Even when she's going to tell us she's tired, she keeps going. Michelle is the person who celebrates victories, carries burdens alongside others, staff and students, and reminds us all why relationships matter most. She says that all the time. While she may spend her day solving middle school problems, don't let that fool you. After hours, you're likely to catch her front row at a rock concert. Mr. Mize can attest to that. She's living her best life. She just saw the Eagles and she had really good seats. And Don Henley didn't get them for her. So just saying, she puts her own hard work into that. It explains a lot about her stamina. Michelle is a rock and roll fan. Our campus simply would not be the same without her. Her influence and love for our students and dedication to the school community have left a lasting mark that will be felt forever for years to come. Michelle Dudley. Now we gotta go take a picture.
Okay, now we're going to move to high school students of the month.
All right. I am fortunate to be their principal. I'll say that these are two quality individuals at our school. Can't say enough about them. I send out questionnaires to teachers. Who do you think's the junior student of the month? Is a boy and a girl? And or seniors, etc. The names that have seemed to come up all year long are these two right here, Thomas Melvin and Zion Olajide. Now, they haven't gotten it yet, but they got a lot of votes all throughout the year. And this last time, there was like 3 or 4 teachers that are like, yes, Zion and Thomas, Zion and Thomas. I'm like, okay, well, it must be destiny right here. So I do have a few things. I asked these 2 awesome students here just a couple of questions. Maybe to get that way you get to know them a little bit. And I'll start with Thomas because he was the first on the list, the first one that emailed me back. So Thomas, well, his cousin, McKenna, just, she's a salutatorian, and she got, recognized earlier. So this is kind of like a Melvin, thing tonight. So, Thomas, I said, what is one memorable moment in high school that you will take with you? And I thought he might say something about me, but he totally bypassed that. And he said, my most memorable moment was from high school that I will take with me is Mrs. Armstrong's physics class, because we got to do a lot of really cool hands-on experiments that made learning fun and memorable. And if you've ever gone to Miss Armstrong's room and looked around, you'd see that, yes, they do a lot of experiments. So it's pretty awesome, right? And then I said, what is one person you believe is a champion and deserves this type of recognition as well? And I've heard this name several times as well. He said, I believe Hunter Ballard deserves this type of recognition because he's always picking people up, doing the right thing, and is a great role model. So, ladies and gentlemen, Thomas Melvin. All right, Zion. I asked Zion, I said, what's another memorable moment in high school? She said, one memorable part of high school that I will carry with me is everything that FFA has given me. And yes, she is very, very involved in FFA. Through FFA, I have gained exposure to countless opportunities, develop both hard and soft skills, and build connections with people across the nation. I will always cherish this experience of representing my chapter locally and at the state level and nationally. Most importantly, I'll remember the laughs, the friendships, and the memories made alongside my chapter members. And I asked her to recognize a champion as well. She said, one person I believe that deserves this recognition is Jaden Short. Jaden and I spend much of our school day together through our classes. So I've been able to witness firsthand the challenges she faces and the way she continues to excel academically. Beyond academics, she is involved in a wide range of activities, including FFA and health science, CTE. The way she balances her schoolwork and extracurricular activities is admirable. And most importantly, Jaden is an incredibly kind and always willing to lend a helping hand, no matter the situation or time. Ladies and gentlemen, Zion Olajide, your students of the month. Staff member of the month is Rebecca Macos, and she comes from White House, and I knew her there. We worked together. She's such an asset. She's such a blessing to be able to get her over here, get her hired. And I'm going to tell you right now, biology is fixing to take off for MHS, in my opinion. I went out and put out some things to staff members and some students to try to get a little scoop on you. And here's a few of the things that they said. She's such an encourager, and she's also a team player. Which is a good thing. When you have faculty that are team players and they get on your bus and they say, hey, we're gonna all go in the same direction, that's an asset for your campus and for your students. And Rebecca obviously resembles that. So she's also a great organizer. We did a biology blitz and everybody had their own way of doing things. And I'll say this, Mr. Frazier can attest. This is kind of his comment that when it was time for her day to do the biology review blitz for the test, it was so organized. Everything was mapped out to a T like she was a drill sergeant. So it was awesome. One of the students says, Mrs. Macos is cool and I get her humor. I don't know what that means. I think I do, but yeah. So that's good. Mrs. Macos puts kids first and goes the extra mile to support them. You will oftentimes find her in the stands supporting them with her kids, Carter and Connor. She is also an Aggie, I believe. We won't hold that against her. I know that sits well with you. So she is an Aggie, and we are so blessed to have Miss Makos on our campus. She is our Employee of the Month.
Good evening. It's a great privilege to recognize our CDE teams, our career development event teams. And so our students dedicated countless hours to studying, practicing, and traveling to competitions throughout this season. We are incredibly proud to share that 5 of our teams advanced to the state contest. As many of you know, our FFA members compete against schools from classifications ranging from 1A to 6A, so making this accomplishment even more impressive. And so I'm going to start off with our dairy cattle judging team. So they were area champions. They placed top 40 in the state out of 233 teams. That team consisted of Hunter Ballard, Andres Martinez, Journey Wilson, and Zion Olajide. Next, we have our farm business management team. They were area champions as well. They finished 14th in the state of Texas out of 155 teams. That team consisted of Eddie Guerra, who placed 2nd in the area and then 5th in the state of Texas. Daniel Delapaz placed 5th in the area. Davis Pierce, 7th place in Area 6. And then Andres Martinez was also on that team. Next, we had our floriculture team. They placed 2nd in Area 6, and they were a top 30 school out of 407 teams. Jaden Short was our 1st place individual in Area 6. Sophia Mullins was 2nd place individual in our area. Then we had Naomi Perez and Presley Collins. Then we had our milk quality and products team. They were area champions. They placed 10th in the state of Texas out of 249 teams. Jacinia placed 1st in the area, Isaac 2nd in the area. And we also had Eva Cruz Caro and Trinity Weekly. And then our last team was Nursery Landscape. They were 3rd in the area, top 50 team out of 155 teams in total. We had Elva Lopez, who was 4th in the area. Jasmine Ortega was 6th. We had David Hernandez and Juliana Rodriguez. So these are hardworking kiddos that face in the state.
Okay, this concludes our recognitions and celebrations. We're going to take a 5-minute recess and then we'll start back. And all of you are welcome to stay if you want to. We got a lengthy agenda tonight. Okay, we're going to get back with the agenda and the meeting. Item J is consider information and action on items discussed in executive session.
Mr. President, members of the board, would like to recommend the following employees for hire to probationary contracts. We have a couple dual contracts in there as well that'll be teaching and coaching. The first one is Miss Leah Robertson, 4th grade ELAR, probationary contract. Amanda Chase, where are you at? Dr. Thomas, help me out. Krajewski, 5th grade ELAR, probationary contract. Miss Debbie Carson, counselor, Mineola Primary School. Miss Brittany Simons, probationary contract, 3rd grade ELAR for the primary school. Miss Dusty Kirkland, English 1, Mineola High School, probationary contract. Cody Davis, dual contract, teaching and coaching, PE, intermediate school. Dual contract for Ross O'Hanlon, world geography teacher, coach, Mineola High School. And then we have 3 contracts for Wood County Co-op employees. Miss Mindy Vick, diagnostician. Macy Wilson, art facilitator, and Miss Ashley Langford, speech language pathologist. And so those are new hires that I'd recommend that the board take action on.
Okay, any discussion? No further discussion. Entertain a motion. Signify your approval by you raising your right hand. Y'all threw me that time. Raised them before I was there. So motion carried and was unanimous.
We also have one transfer, Ms. Shook, from 3rd grade ELAR to dyslexia at Mineola Intermediate School. And then as far as resignations, we have Mr. Steve Patterson, 6th grade ELAR, Mineola Middle School. Ms. Aurelia Gonzalez, our registrar in PEAMS at the middle school. Ms. Stephanie Griffin, dyslexia teacher at the intermediate school. Ms. Brittany Thompson, and you've got to come back for the June board meeting. Middle school principal, and I'll say this about Brittany really quick. Told this to our group. She was one of our first hires that I made when I came here as superintendent, and the work that she did at the elementary at the time was just remarkable. And so for a brand new principal, COVID's going on, we're trying to figure that all out. It was really tremendous work that she did. And so she has the opportunity to go to Tyler to serve as the campus principal at Caldwell Fine Arts Magnet. And I told her we wasn't going to accept it, but I guess we'll let her move on to bigger pastures. So, but very thankful for her and very proud of her. And we're going to recognize you in June, so you got to come back. Also for resignations, Christy Pack, art facilitator at the co-op, and Jamie Slagle, diagnostician at Wood County Co-op as well.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the resignations as presented. We got a motion. We have a second. They're throwing me over here. They've teamed up. Signify approval, raising your right hand. Same sign if opposed. Motion carried and was unanimous. Thank you all. Okay, we're moving on to item K. This is information items. Mr. Sparkman, first is financial report for April.
All right. As of April 30th, we had ending cash balance of a little over $8.6 million, a little bit down from the previous month. Total revenues, a little over $18 million. Expenditures, a little over $17 million. You will notice I made a change on the bond section. That used to say bond interest. Now it just says bond account. That's how much cash we have left in the bank. So I figured that was probably a more important number to look at from here going forward than how much interest we had earned. So I'll include that number there for you. Any questions on bond account or revenues expenditures to date? Seem to be going on pretty good track for expenditures. So not really over on anything at this point. I will say at the moment, of course, we've still got a lot of incomplete information, but plugging numbers into the template and looking at our reports, we're looking to save quite a bit of money on our expenditure side, but the revenue may be down a little bit as well. So At the moment, I'd say we might be saving about $700,000 on our side, but we might be losing about $900,000 in revenue. So, and that's just mainly due to property values from the state level, the way they calculate those. So, we will continue to monitor that. Hopefully those level out a little bit. It'd be good to roll a little bit of money into fund balance, especially with the automated building. So we'll keep an eye on that part. Questions on any of those things? If not, we can move on to taxes. And taxes, we are at 92.68% collected. That's just slightly more than last year at this time. Delinquent collections are at 94.26%. So we're getting pretty close on those numbers. Questions on taxes? As far as enrollment goes, we are currently at 1,797 students, which is up about 4 students from September, but it's down about 12 students from our high during the year. So we've had a few off the roll this last month or so. And still tracking about 60 more than we had this time last year. And as far as attendance goes, we're kind of hovering right below 95%. Middle school had 95.88. The other campus is a little bit low, below 95. So. I have not seen recent.
I'm signing off on all those as they come in. I haven't seen the numbers yet. I think last year we were about 252. I'm sure we'll be very close to that. So, yeah.
And at this point, I would say, looking at revenues for next year compared to this year, that's going to be the only difference. Is if our enrollment goes up a little bit, that's the only way we're getting any extra money, I think. So. Hopefully we'll get a few extra. Any questions on anything? All righty.
Okay, K4 on the agenda is the MISD Board Operating Guidelines for 2026 with Superintendent Mize.
Mr. President, members of the board, I'd encourage y'all to read this. We haven't changed anything on this from the previous year when you saw this document, but as you look through it, you read through it, if there's something that doesn't make sense or something we need more clarity on, let's send that information to me. And then when we have our Team of 8 training on Thursday, June the 25th, we can take a look at making any amendments that we need to at that time. So it's kind of a first couple of readings for you to spend some time with that document. If there's any questions or anything that you'd like to see changed, we can do it during that Team of 8.
Okay, so item K5 is public notice of intent to apply for federal grants. Okay, are there any public comments? No? Okay, that's not something we voted on this. Okay, moving on to the next item, K6 is public notice to private nonprofit schools. Any public comments? Okay, if not, we're going to move on to item K7, public notice of non-discrimination for career and technical education programs. Any public comment? Okay, if not, we're going to move on to K8, Performance Service Audit Presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins and Board of Trustees and Mr. Mize. Tonight, I have Michael Thoman as well, who's our Project Development Engineer, and David Timming, Engineering Manager, with me. But we're coming to bring the results from our investment grade audit. So a few months ago, we started looking at the facilities here and seeing what are some of the major needs. After kind of narrowing down, finding some solutions for the roof initially to kind of narrowing down the scope from where we started. This is what we've ended up with and kind of focused on the major upgrades for the district and where we're seeing the most need. So quick overview of who we are. Performance Services, we've been around since 1998 and really with that mission of delivering 100% customer satisfaction for public education. And we want to put y'all first. It's awesome to come to these meetings and see what that's doing. But Mr. Dossett, thank you for your service, and it's been fun to see all of that come to fruition tonight. So we've done 840 projects. We have 340 plus employees, and again, our goal is really to be able to affect education and students. We have active project feedback. So every project that we do, we send out 5 surveys throughout that project to see how are we actually doing. So time for y'all to be able to respond and for us to see, are there any gaps? Are we missing anything in the project? And so that's the way that we are able to see and make sure that we are actually delivering that 100% satisfaction. Our scope of work here, kind of the utility conservation measures are you see RMs there, and we'll start with the lighting, LED lighting at every school. So of course the primary school, we're not touching this building, this campus, but the high school, middle, intermediate, athletic facilities, administration, and maintenance, we'll do the LED lighting there as part of our scope. We're excluding the CTE, that's already being taken care of. So second one is the transformers, and we'll dive into these a little bit deeper, but middle school, intermediate, and at the high school, switch gear. You can kind of see each one of these things, but I'll go ahead and jump into each one individually here. So with the lighting upgrades, there's about 2,482 fixtures throughout the district that we're looking to replace. We're not touching the stage lighting or any existing LED, but everything else, moving it over to LED. It's a big driver for energy savings, and I'm sure that y'all have noticed this building, even compared to others or different places in the district that already have LED, it feels different when you walk in. And so it will bring kind of new life to the rooms as well as reducing the energy use there. Second one is the electric transformers. So there's 18 of these that are end of life or near end of life, and we recommend replacing those, and that's included in this scope. Essentially, being able to replace those with higher efficiency transformers provide great savings as well and more sustainability for the district. And that's kind of our goal here is, one, how can we bring improvements, save some energy, and make the building perform well and continue to be a sustainable building. The third is the switchgear in the high school. We talked about that last time that I was here, but needing to be replaced is extremely old and it has its useful life as well. Being able to come in and replace that. And when we do that, we're looking at, because it is a big undertaking to shut down, it's going to shut down the building. So we're looking at doing that implementation. We'll hit on some dates, but that one in particular, over y'all's fall break is kind of our goal that we're looking at. So that will allow us some lead time, but then also have a long weekend to be able to shoot for to get that installed. The power conditioning, that allows better electricity, cleaner electricity into the building. One, it protects the equipment that we're installing. It self-sacrifices itself. So if there is a power surge, it's going to let itself die and save your equipment. And that's actually still covered under warranty. So 10 years of that, it's a good protection for the equipment as well as improving your power factor, cleaner harmonics coming into the building as well. In turn, it also extends the equipment life downstream because it's getting cleaner electricity. And then the walk-in cooler and freezer controls, it's not just controls, but also EC motors as well, more efficient motors that we'll be putting into the walk-in cooler and freezers, and that's at the middle school and high school. Will help with alarms, being able to see what's going on if there is a power failure, if the temperatures are rising, more trend data for y'all to be able to have alerts on your phones and other devices if there are any issues, and being able to save the food that's in there as well as saving energy throughout the use of it. New campus signage. So across the district, having signage that is able to display Mineola ISD, being able to let people know where they are, and emergency services and just visitors as they're here, and then also just a cool school pride thing to have in front of the schools. So the administration building is lifted for the parking lot there, but then the others are ground mounted, as you see on those next slides, and we got the Glenn Dossett CTE Center there as well. So excited about that. And just on the signage size, the high school is a larger sign, and each other school or building will be the 10-foot by 4-foot. So quick timeline. Board approval in June is what we're looking for, and then in July we would start installation, getting the transformers, refrigeration controls installed, and then moving to October for some lead times there, the switchgear lighting, monument signs, and the power conditioners, with the goal of wrapping it all up by early December. So these next examples break down the costs of each of these as well as the savings associated with each measure. It's a little hard to see up here. I don't know if y'all can see better on your sheet or not. No, okay. So overall, all the measures together, 1.5 million, right there. 1.5 million is the total cost of these. With the way that we're structuring this is the energy savings performance contract. So by doing that, we're able to provide these capital improvements while also guaranteeing energy savings associated with energy savings measures, and be able to have an avenue to procure this for 15 and 20 year type payment structure. So having options there on financing, but it allows you to go in and help fund these bigger improvements through some utility savings and what we call capital cost avoidance savings, and that's money that you were going to spend on replacing equipment or certain things in the future, but you're doing it now, and so you're saving on those costs. And then your O&M savings is, of course, your maintenance and the operations savings that you see by doing this now. So on lighting is one of them with O&M savings. That would be, of course, the team buying bulbs right now and replacing that as you try to do it yourself. It's still a lot of lights to purchase throughout the district, and then of course the time as well. Even in our savings there, we didn't count labor hours. It's just the amount of materials that we have to purchase. So we have different savings there, like I mentioned, O&M savings, capital cost avoidance savings, and on the left-hand side actually is the electric savings as well. All of this as an energy savings performance contract, the way that those are structured, they have to cash flow each year as positive or net neutral every year. And so you can see on the kind of the green on the bottom right side, it's negative on the first few years, and then it goes into positive because essentially the savings have not paid for the entire project itself. It's okay. What we do for that though is we're going to change the payment structure so that you pay less on those first years on the project, and you'll be able to pay more because the savings are funding the project more later. Another way we can do it, put to the next slide, is through capital infusion. So that's essentially putting the down payment on it. You're prepaying some of it, and so it's cash flowing the job earlier on. You can infuse, if, in this example, $100,000 in cash, and essentially there, it makes it where very quickly you're in the black on those savings. And so by restructuring just the payment plan just a little bit, we can tweak it where your cash flows very easily even that first year. The next two slides are essentially if we reduce scope, if we took out I wanted to be able to show this to y'all as we look at these measures. Each of these, like I mentioned, are ones that we saw as beneficial to the district, providing energy savings and more sustainability, all of that. But if we did take out some, this is what it could look like. So we just took out, you see it, RM2, which is the transformers, the walk-in cooler freezer, the controls and the motors, and the signage. And that reduced it down to $1 million contract. And when we do that, though, it negatively affects the savings, right? Because some of those measures were driving some energy savings. So with that, we would need to infuse more cash up front again. So that was $100,000 example, and how that changes it. We would tweak that a little bit more to be able to make it work. But I just wanted to kind of show why we had selected the 6 measures that we have based on district priority and working with our staff, and also the way that it's driving savings. What questions y'all have so far? This is really the bulk of it, but I just wanted to see feedback and if there's anything that I can clarify.
I'm just curious on the transformers, how old are they? You said they were at end of life. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I don't know the average age. Most of them are pretty awfully humming, which is typically a sign that they're getting to a point where they could definitely last a lot longer, but they also could kind of fail anytime. So they're near end of life, but I don't know the exact average.
Side who was here last month or 2 months ago would be here tonight, but he's having a baby tomorrow, so he's not here. But he would have that answer, and we can definitely get it to you.
So with all the savings that we see in the payments, is this 4.5% interest rate for 15 years in that number too as well?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah,
P&I payment in the orange.
Okay.
So that's what interest there. And then here, Mike, y'all can see it.
Is there any penalty for us paying this off earlier?
No, that's a good question.
So no prepayment penalty. Essentially how we would structure this is the first payment's actually not even due with the financing option that we're bringing forward. It's typically not due until a year after signing. And then
once that payment is made, then you have the ability to call it and pay it off. There's even options that you can look at to look if there is a way to bond, fund it, after the fact, with bond money, but kind of working that up front.
So the warranty, the LED lights go out, y'all come out and fix it.
Yes.
So
We don't have to contract that out to somebody else. Y'all are handling all the warranty work, all that.
Are you talking about like maintenance as bulbs go out and they come
Well,
out?
fixture goes out.
Oh, okay.
over the
10-year.
So it's a 10-year on new fixtures as well as the linear lamps. Typically what we do is we provide those. So we leave an ethic stock for the lamps.
Right.
You have a good stock there. Your folks are out here, so you can change up lamps as they fail. Usually about 1% over the first few years, so it's not too many.
Okay.
The fixtures, we provide you with those as well.
But like the electric transformer goes out, chaos breaks out, y'all handle 100% of that, or y'all's contractor does.
No matter what, y'all are contacting us through this. We project management, and then we have performance assurance staff that's all they do is monitor our current buildings, respond to acoustics, temperature, anything related to our products.
When there is a problem, contact you, what kind of timeline on getting the service?
Yeah, performance assurance typically answers within a few hours. Typically faster than that. They're very quick to get on to something. But to get somebody on site, we work with a local trade partner, and so getting them on site.
So I'm hung up on these transformers and I don't know why. What's the average age that how long should one last?
You should expect probably at least 30 years of the transformer. These that we're actually providing a warranty for 25. So 30 years is a reasonable length of time.
What about the switch gear?
Switchgear is longer. It's older. The current one is, but yeah, about the same time.
You're probably going to get 40 years typically out of switchgear.
What's the warranty on that?
Warranty on switchgear I think is 18 years. The expected life is 30 to 40 years. The benefit of the transformers is your transformers, your older transformers, they have a lot of impedance within the transformers. So just sitting there, even if they have no load, they're losing a lot of energy. And the new transformers are lower impedance, so they don't lose nearly as much energy. So there's a benefit of saving some money. In addition to new transformers, they're going to be more reliable. That's really what it comes down to.
Just one thing that I hadn't mentioned yet here too, that we forgot to bring up in our meeting earlier today, but with all these electrical upgrades, there's also the ability, if y'all would like us to try to apply for Energy Star for your schools. So that we're doing enough electrical work and upgrades that y'all could be qualified for that and do better certification process.
Well, I mean, that could save you money, then absolutely.
And along those lines, if there are rebates available as well, we'll be helping apply for those.
And these are better than what we got now. You know, something that was built 40 years ago seems that's still working. You know, it's hard for me to. I had a refrigerator that just went out. And that thing was like 25 years old. And then and then I'm like, this one's probably gonna last me 5. So that's nervous about that. So.
Right. It's one of those where especially the switch gear, you don't know when it's going to happen, but it is at some point. And being able to just get ahead of that, I mean, it serves the major portion of the high school, and so trying to make sure that we are in the lead time on it. Right. We're thinking it's closer to 20 weeks right now. It's looking maybe we can get it in 12, 15, but no matter what, it's a long time for a school to be down. It actually did go out. So that's why we have this as kind of the top priority for y'all.
Keith, is this something we budget for next year, or how do we do that?
Yeah, so looking at, just say the payment's $120,000, you got about $40,000 directly in energy savings, so we could reduce the electricity budget by 40. So really, you just got to find about 80. And a lot of the rest of that could be made up for as well, like you said, the O&M cost and capital cost avoidance. If we did have to replace something, we don't have to because we already did it. Those are just harder to directly replace within the budget. But you can definitely offset 40,000 right off the bat just in electric savings. So we have to find about 80. That's a good question.
We don't do the stadium.
Do what?
The LED stadium lights that we had first.
Yeah.
For each of these measures, we did go out and get bids and have different companies respond as well. So done multiple walkthroughs. And Michael's been on a lot of those. David's been on some of them as well. And Sai's been. So So overall, I feel like everything we have here is a turnkey project. So confident in that.
And we're voting on this in June.
Yeah, kind of the thought was give you this opportunity as a first reading of their audit, and then take a look at this at our budget workshop before we get cranked up. And the neat thing, and I told Garrett and the team this, we met this afternoon, the neat thing is you got a lot of options in this. It's pretty flexible on what you can pick, and prioritize, and so, you've got different things to kind of think about, what would make sense for your budget. Obviously, we know the needs of the switchgear. I mean, that could be a real problem. So, some of those things you're just going to have to address. But how you address them and the other things you add to it, there's a lot of flexibility within inside the plan.
Okay, any other questions, comments?
Got David to figure out hard engineering questions, so.
I assume, Keith, you'll have all the options for us for the budget workshop.
We can run through some different scenarios and see what everybody thinks. The June 4th budget workshop.
Well, the switchgear's got to be priority number one, I would think. And then it'd be nice to prioritize these from the standpoint of what y'all think operating the school. If we have to cut back on something, what is the least effect now? So.
The switchgear, is it what we used to call service panel or breaker system?
Yes, it's the big one though.
Yeah. The ones those old
Federal
ones.
Pacific panels some were changed, yeah.
Yeah, I think illegal, but we got to the point.
Fire hazard, yeah.
We had one in the ag shop, and we had one at the elementary school, or the old elementary.
Those
Yeah.
federal.
Right.
Pacific panel.
Yeah, we were running through a scenario earlier, just thinking about, okay, what if we get into October and it goes out? Well, you have to pay for it right then, because you've got to get your replacement ordered. And then what do you do for the next 12 to 20 weeks? What do you do with the kids? So we're just trying to think about that. It's probably not any good answer, but you'd have to figure out something. Or it could last another 10 years, maybe like 70 years.
I'm saying.
But
This would replace all of them, or just some of them?
The switch gear is just the one in the high school. Main high school. The transformers are 18 transformers throughout.
Does the switchgear just operate in the high school?
Yes, the main part of the house.
And when's our fall break that they're planning on doing that?
Second week in October, that weekend. Friday and off of Friday and Monday.
As luck would have it, if it's gonna go out,
We keep talking about it.
yeah,
It's going.
I know, that's my concern.
Yeah.
Be nice to figure out a way to go ahead and do it and get it ordered and then do something. So you might think about that when we have our budget workshop, because I'd hate to wait 2 or 3 months and then it go out and we'll all kick ourselves for not taking action on it. So,
yeah, right now we've got the advantage of using some of that lead time during the summer months when nobody's there.
do what? No. We could do it at the next. Okay, anything else? Questions, comments? Okay, well, thank you all for coming tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate the info, and we will look at it during the budget workshop in June.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to move on to action items under L1's the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting held on April 23rd, 2026, and the special board meeting held on May the 9th, 2026? Got a motion and a second. Signify approval by raising your right hand. I'm gonna have to write them up down there. Every time I look down there, I start laughing, so. All right, L2, new and unfinished action items. Discuss, consider, and take action on supplemental service agreement with Region 7 for LIFT grant award with Ms. Foster.
So this is one of the great things about being in a contract with Region 7 is they, because if you don't remember, we were giving them 70% of this contract of our grant money. And because they figured out that they could do all the things with less money, they're actually reinvesting back in us 20% of that money. And so Chase and I sat with them and we figured out that we're going to use that 20% for Chromebooks and to also purchase iPads and microphones for the teachers to be able to record themselves using SIBME so that they can take advantage of the instructional support that SIBME has, and the principals can also use that for evaluations.
Any questions, comments? Not, do I have a motion to approve the resolution as presented? Motion made, second. Signify approval, raising your right hand. Same sign of opposed, motion carries. Okay, L2B, discuss, consider, and take action on purchasing cooperative interlocal agreement with Region 7.
Mr. President, members of the board, this is an annual e-service agreement that we have with Region 7, and would recommend approval of this.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the agreement as presented? We've got a motion made, second. Signify approval, raising your right hand. Same sign, motion carried. It was unanimous. Next is L2C, discuss, consider, and take action on adopting Bluebonnet Math.
The primary math teachers would request that the school board allows us to purchase Bluebonnet Math for the upcoming school year.
Any questions, comments? Is this our second year?
So this will be our first in math, and this will be starting our second year in ELAR K-5.
Okay.
There's a specific reason they like the curriculum better?
So it is very specific in the teacher materials, and so there's no clicking and going all over the place. Very concise materials, very user friendly as far as that. So they looked in it and they compared what they had with the C-Scope versus this, and they like it better. Joey, is there anything you want to add to that?
No, especially the ones that teach all subjects, they really like the layout and the resources in the ELAR, and they see the gaps that they have in the math that they like move on with it the same.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the adoption as presented? Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Same sign of opposed. Motion carried and was unanimous. L2D, discuss, consider, and take action on memorandum of understanding with UT Tyler to reduce the cost of tuition for Mineola ISD teachers.
Mr. President, members of the board, I don't think we've received that MOU quite yet, so I'm going to recommend table. But I'll tell you a little bit about the MOU and the setup of it. It will allow our teachers that go back to school that maybe want to earn a master's degree in curriculum instruction, a master's degree towards a principal certification. It'll allow them to receive a tuition break in that, and I believe that reduction is about 20% for the employees. So I think, Chase, didn't we look, it was like $7,500 maybe for masters, yeah, for the principals, yeah. So, yeah, pretty good cost savings for those people that want to go back and try to do that. So we would do a signing agreement in June when they get the final contract over to us, but recommend tabling tonight until we get that formal agreement in place.
We vote on table.
Doesn't cost us anything.
Do we vote on table?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what percentage you say we can save, or that the teachers can save?
Be 20% off for all, like education courses, other than principal master's in education administration with principal certification. That one would be around $7,500 total, and an employee could finish that within, I think, 3 terms, is what he told me. So basically fast track, get your principal cert with a master's degree.
Okay, any other questions, comments? I'll entertain a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding as presented. Oh. Well, I guess I need a motion to table it. Okay, we got a motion to table. Do I have a second? Signify approval, raising your right hand. Okay, so that item is tabled. L2E, discuss, consider, and take action on the 26-27 Mineola ISD Board of Trustees meeting schedule and planning calendar for adopting tax rate and approving budget for 26-27.
All right. Trying to see this. Chase, it's a different one. You got something else?
Is there a different document for the budget?
There we go. All right, so this is pretty similar to last year. The only standalone budget workshops will be on June 4th and then August 6th. And of course, we have to actually adopt the budget. That'd be on the 27th. Everything else will pretty much revolve around the regular board meeting. So does anybody see any issues or conflicts with these dates?
I cannot be there 6/4.
On 6/4, okay.
What day of the week is that?
That is, let me double check. Yeah, I think that all those, the 4th and then the 8/17, no, the 8/12. Sorry, the 6/4 and the 8/6, I think are both Thursdays.
So on those days, are we still going into executive session? We'll do the budget workshop and go
We
back.
could if we needed to.
Well, I hate stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Any further comments on the schedule as presented? Not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the meeting schedule and planning calendar as presented. Got a motion made, a second, signify approval, raising your right hand. Motion carried and was unanimous. L2F, discuss, consider, and take action on the purchase of a band instrument trailer.
So this is kind of just generally a price breakdown of all the information I gave you guys last board meeting. You can see I got 2 solid quotes. The middle quote, which was around $100,000. There's not very many companies in the U.S. that does specific marching band trailers. And so they quoted me to budget $100,000, but they wanted to have a Zoom workshop and so many other things. So you can kind of see that there. And then clubhouse trailers on them is $134,000. The one that has been outstanding for me in terms of getting information and a great history of customer satisfaction and getting good quality materials is Stadium Creations, which in this case comes out to be the cheapest one out of the 3. That trailer is as you can kind of see there, 48 foot, 8.5 foot wide, and 10 foot in height on that one. And that gives us the opportunity to put 2 levels in there as if it were a semi-trailer, and to be able to outfit
and contain all of our instruments. That trailer would have 3 7,000-pound torsion axles on it. That would be able to withstand the weight and help to take care of the instruments, as our current setup is not doing well for us. So I guess that's generally, the trailers come outfitted with shelving as well for the instruments, to where they're not just, like, our wind and percussion instruments are not just kind of thrown in there all, lack of better terms, willy-nilly, and they're well contained. So it comes with lighting, because we're out till midnight, 1 a.m. sometimes, loading trailers after real late contests. So yeah.
On the stadium creations price, so we have a line item in the budget in transportation for lease and rentals at $53,000 in the account.
Wasn't used this year, but actually used the semi. So that money is available to go towards this.
That leaves you at 30. And then they have auction taking place right now for the gooseneck that we bought from Melissa several years ago, and then also the semi-trailer. And so with the sale of that being able to go towards the purchase of this trailer, it's going to leave you a little money on the outside to have to go into fund balance to be able to get it. But just kind of thinking about the needs of the band, it wouldn't do us much good if we bought the instruments and didn't have a trailer to properly carry them, to take care of them. And so that's kind of the thought pattern, to be able to get the trailer first, knowing what the lead time is, to be able to get that here before they're actually moving things on the road for football games and contests when they come up. So
my question, can we legally haul that trailer behind a 1-ton without it being DOT'd?
I think
yes.
That was part of that to account.
Okay.
So when the trailer would be custom made from the manufacturer, when they build these trailers, you can have them to rate the trailer at pretty much whatever you want it to. And so legally, yes, we would be able to haul
I
it.
was just gonna say your lane. If I go out right now and buy a trailer, I gotta have a CDL, and I have to have my truck classified as DOT to be able to pull that.
Right. So this one would be rated at 12,000 to avoid any issues in legality.
What's the status of the auction on the items that you're trying to get rid of?
I haven't got an opportunity to check today, but
6 days.
6 days, I think. Yeah.
It's a 10-day posting.
Mhm.
Most of the actions didn't happen in the last 48 hours. So
And it's a 10-day posting? Is that what
I
you
think
said?
so. 10 or 14.
Did we set a reserve on that?
I can't remember if you did or not.
He said that, yeah, he did. The price on the gooseneck was $3,500, and then on the semi was for $4,000. So.
What were they at the last time you looked?
Last time I looked, there was this was Friday. There was one bid for the gooseneck, but I've had several band directors call me asking about it from here in Arkansas that are interested in it, that are planning to bid late on it. So to try to not, try to get on it late. So I don't have that, for sure. That's on them, but I know for sure one bid is on the gooseneck trailer. So.
Yeah, so I figured whatever an average school is willing to pay for something like that right now, they'll probably bid that. So I don't know whether that's going to be 8,000, 15,000, but I bet you, considering their contact number, they're probably a couple of these years.
I think we bought that trailer
15,000.
10,000. Was it 15? Okay, I was thinking 10. I don't
Well,
know.
there was an entry for 10 and another for 5.
Yeah, I was thinking
I'm
for
assuming,
10.
I'm just having to get everything.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 14 is what I thought we did.
Yeah.
It was somewhere there.
So the band's growing. You gave us the numbers projected.
Yes, sir.
How long is this gonna last till you gotta get something else to supplement it?
So this trailer, the trailer that we have right now, the gooseneck, which is not on torsion axles, it's stock completely. is a 2006 model and has last 20 years at this point, on decent bones, not great axles. The expectation for this is, the manufacturer or the guy that outfits the trailers, let's say 20 plus years on that. So.
But more of the question is, if the band is growing, is everything going to fit inside of it?
So for this one, for the next, I would say I would project it that would fit for the next 3 years based on what we have. It would still fit, unless we, and I expect our numbers to cap after 3 to 4 years, not have as much growth after that unless we get a lot more people into the district. So as it sits, yes, it would fit into that trailer.
So 53 is budgeted for.
Yeah, we got 53 automatically, whatever we sell those trailers, something like that. So we'll have a budget limit after you approve the purchase, we'll have a budget limit to add about 30,000.
What's the price of it?
83,900.
30,000, we're gonna have to also.
So we're looking at 30,000.
For both of them.
I mean, so your last month you were at 71 on your bid on 71.
I believe I was at 79, I believe.
Oh, I thought it said 71.
No, sir, 79.
Okay.
So, yes, sir.
Close enough. All right, I just saw that earlier. I was like, what happened to 12.5 there?
No, I'll be, so that, the difference is we, after talking to a couple different people that had bought the 9-foot height trailer, they're like, if we could do it one more time, we would have got 10 just to give the extra height for the kids, for storage space, and so that, kids aren't necessarily like hunched up as much on the second level as well. So, yeah.
Additional comments, questions?
I mean, if you're going to do it, you got the money budgeted. Some of the money budgeted.
So, Chair, entertain a motion to approve the purchase as presented. We have a motion. We got a motion. Do we have a second? We got a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Same sign if opposed. Motion carried and was unanimous. L2G is discuss, consider, and take action on the purchase of band instruments.
So this again is kind of just going down on the discussion we had last month on instruments. So after having conversation with Superintendent Mize and Mr. Sparkman, we kind of narrowed down what we need immediately to go into the fall, what we need for July, and even as we sit right now, I went last week and picked up the majority of what that would be to borrow from TJC for a week, because we've got Fundy's camp this week and we got a performance on Wednesday, but I got to get that back to them, because that's not something they wouldn't allow us to borrow, because they need those instruments for their fall season. So anyway, we went through and I kind of narrowed it down to what we need immediately in the fall, and that's the number you see there, and that covers all of our marching band instruments we need, and then a couple of beginner instruments that we would need when we start school in August. I even, with Tatum, originally Sweetwater's quote came in under Tatum, and I got Tatum to be able to bring the price down after some deliberation.
So do we have any money hit anywhere?
So I do expect to have some extra money in our expenditure budget. It's not currently in an area that's moved for this without work approval. However, there is some money there in different pockets in the expenditure budget. What I'm not sure about is how our revenues are going to come in. And so what I'm going to ask tonight is to just add this expenditure to the budget. It'll all end up washing in the end, but just to make it a lot cleaner, just to add enough money to go ahead and do this, because the instruments have a lead time, you need to order them quickly. And then I think we'll all wash out by the end, but even if you didn't want to take it up on the balance, I do believe we have enough left in the budget to move around. We could do this without it.
Is there anything else Booster Club does to help with this? 'Cause I know the Athletic Booster Club does a lot to buy supplies and things that the athletics need. Does your Booster Club help pay for any of this stuff?
Historically, no, they haven't fundraised at a level where they could put any sort of realistic dent in that kind of thing. That is something we've talked about going forward. Most of what they're doing is prepping for trips for students and scholarships. That's most of what their function is, and to help pay for meals and those kind of things. But this has been a conversation, like moving forward, I would like to be able to ask for this, and so we are trying to get creative on fundraising and those kind of things to kind of help alleviate the school on some of these things. But they just last year moved to a 501c3 organization, pulled away from the school activity account, and so they're still, I would say, pretty young in terms of the experience on the band booster side and fundraising and that kind of thing. So.
And then, of course, you also saw the list last month, there's more instruments that are needed besides these. This is just for the fall. So the hope is to try to get some wiggle room in next year's budget to take care of some of the other items, but we'll just have to see how close we get it, how far that'll go. I will say with inflation, the supply budget that they've been given the last 4 or 5 years, it's not doing anything to touch these top prices. So it needs to be increased. It's just figuring out where's it going to come from. What can you save in other areas? Put money in this where you want to get in trouble.
So you may have covered this last time, but what's the life expectancy of some of some of the instruments? I mean, is it 5 years, 10 years? Or?
Oh, it's the way we get our kids to take care of the instruments that we've had, the instruments that Mr. Brannon purchased back when he first got here in 2013, 2014, some of those instruments there are still in great shape. And so the instruments that we'll get will continue to my knowledge, have that same trajectory of 10, 15 plus years. And our kids do a really good job of taking care of them. And Tatum does a great job repairing and cleaning them to keep them maintained year to year.
So when do you expect to know, Keith, whenever the money's available, how it's all going to shake out?
So right now, I'm showing that we should save about $700,000 just out of payroll. So all of the other expenditure accounts, we just kind of see how that shakes out. But we ought to save about $700 there. What I'm concerned about is with the whole property value situation. TEA's lowered their estimate for our revenues by about $800,000 or $900,000. So as it stands, everything may be a wash right now. And that's kind of why I'm recommending that we go ahead and make this purchase out of fund balance. It's going to make everything a lot cleaner for me. If at the end of the day we end up with a balanced budget, this would just come straight out of fund balance.
What if we don't end up with a balanced budget?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the year.
That's what I'm asking. What do we do when we don't?
Yeah, right now, I mean, I think it's going to be pretty close right now. You've just got some very expensive needs that you got to address. And so the question is, how do you do that when you're not really rolling back a whole lot in fund balance? And these questions are going to keep coming up with the facilities over the next couple of years. So things have gotten very, very expensive.
And this is like some of these instruments, and this is just a small example. We've got, we're looking at 12 tuba players in the fall. We only have 9 instruments to give them. It's not like we have instruments for that situation that are in disrepair that we just kind of have to deal with. It would be literally a kid without anything to use for the fall. So, and that's everything that is in this is that case.
Well, I think there's no doubt everybody wants to support it. It's just trying to figure the funding out.
Yes,
And, you know, time's of the essence, but we've got to be careful. So there's a lot of school districts around here with a deficit budget. We've never had one to my knowledge, and we don't want to have one, but,
Also, just to kind of give you a quick idea of where fund balance is, so after the automatic building is completed, assuming that we don't save any money on that, assuming it's the guaranteed price that they gave us, we ought to have about 1.5 million left in fund balance that we can spend that's not part of our reserves, you know, the TEA requires.
What's the source? You're not talking about bond money?
So yeah, after we finish spending the bond funds, we're still expecting to spend about 1.5 on the automatic building. And so that would come out of fund balance. After we pay for all that, we should have about 1.5 left that would be discretionary for stuff like this, outside of what we're holding back, the TA says we can keep back.
what are we holding back?
So total right now, or total as of the end of last year was 8.145 million. I calculated that 2.5 months of expenditures, which is within TEA's guidelines, that's kind of your middle. It's not super conservative, it's not ugly either, it's kind of middle. 2.5 months worth, 75 days is about $5 million. So you're left with about 3.1 discretionary. 1.5 is going to be CE Center, you got about 1.5 left.
Okay, any further?
One question. So this instrument list gets you through 26, 27.
this gets us through this year for marching band and a few instruments for beginners. There is an additional about $100,000 on top of that that we need to get through the school year. This gets us through marching band only.
That's November.
I guess we've got
You do the budget cycle.
a possibility of getting some money from the Meredith Foundation for band instruments, if they so choose. I mean, they can.
That's already been done.
Yeah, but he was saying he's gonna have to have 100,000 next year for, isn't that what you said?
Yep, we need 100,000 like going into the spring.
So Meredith wouldn't be here by the time he needs that order. We wouldn't have Meredith answer, would we? If he needs it ordered for spring season, to be here.
Unless you found a way to budget for it
Our property
and then
values said,
reimburse.
you said our revenue projection was down because of property values. Is that based
Yeah.
on minerals?
No, it's more like the changes that they made to the homestead and frozen legs this year. So all the way up until February 7th, TEA was showing almost to the dollar what we had budgeted for revenue. And then when the certified property values came out, they dropped it like 800,000. So it could change a little bit, but I mean, right now, it's looking like we're not gonna get as much revenue as what we thought.
So are you saying, they're saying values have gone down?
Yeah, our taxable
No,
values.
not values, revenues, because,
Taxable
Yeah.
value
because
because
of the
it went from
exemption.
140,000 on your homestead and
Yeah.
200,000 for over 65.
Business tax exemption is not held harmless.
Right.
That's been a big
So
thing for us.
business personal property tax, we're gonna lose that. TEA's not gonna make up for any of that. And I don't know what that number is for us. They don't have.
100,000 for the business owner, right?
125.
125.
So we will lose something from that. I just don't know how much. What's that?
What did that?
You know what, I don't know, because I've never even heard that talked about until they decided to change it. So. But I do have a full day at a conference that's on legislative updates next month, so I'm sure that'll be full of information, because everybody's got the same questions right now. I see them talking about the forums every day, everybody's asking these questions, and nobody's got the answers.
I mean, if you were a property owner, because I got the form that says you gotta fill this out and send it back, makes me wonder how many of them aren't. A lot of people throw that stuff, huh?
A lot of them don't fill them out.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't think if you don't fill it out, I don't think you get it.
Because I tell my clients, I email them to them filled out and say, hey, you haven't filed this in 2 years. I want you to file it. Then they're mad at me because
Now, I will say, kind of one other key to throw in there, we just completed a PEAMS audit with Region 7 where they corrected some of our numbers from last year on our economically disadvantaged students and our CTE numbers. And our initial, I mean, just kind of estimating what this is worth, but we're going to submit to TEA and it may be worth about $300,000 that we actually should have gotten last year that we didn't get. So we could have that extra money coming too. That would probably come in September on our settlement.
So then, does that increase this year's budget by that 300,000?
Yeah, if that's what it ended up being, it would go towards this year's budget.
But that's just maybe.
Yeah, it's going to be something. We just don't know exactly. We're ballparking it around 300,000. Just that you plug the numbers into the template, what we submitted, and then you plug the numbers we adjusted it to, and it's showing about 300,000. But TEA will have to calculate that exactly.
And you won't know that until like September?
I really don't know what the timeline is. I think that we'll know at some point during the summer, but they're not actually going to pay it out to us until September.
But that'll be in next year's budget, right?
Well, it's that settle up payment. It's like the second week of September, and you backdate it into this budget.
Any further discussion? Do I have a motion to adopt the purchase as presented? Got a motion made. Do we have a second? Got a second? Signify approval, raising your right hand. Same sign if opposed. Motion carried and was unanimous.
Thank you so much. Appreciate all the work you do. Appreciate you hearing us, and our kids are going to be better off because of the choices y'all made tonight. Thank you so much.
Okay, L2H, discuss, consider, and take action on 25-26 budget amendments.
All right, so for the time being, since we don't know how much those other trailers are going to sell for, I'm going to go ahead and ask for the $30,000 in the budget amendment for the trailer. That would allow us to go ahead and generate a PO, get that sent off, and get it ordered. And then whatever revenue we bring in from those trailers, it'll all wash out by the end of the year. So that's for that one. Of course, you got the 95 for the instruments. And Donald may have some question on the prop trailer. I went ahead and threw this in here. We got one initial quote on a prop trailer. Remind me what the plan is for the old prop trailer.
So the old prop trailers that we've been using are what's on now. What we've been doing is renting U-Hauls and renting gooseneck trailers to kind of fulfill the needs of the prop trailer, because we couldn't use a semi because it was sitting at the wrap shop for a while, along with not being able to use it because of the insurance issue. And so the thought process behind this is this gets us out of the need to have essentially 3 different drivers when we're pulling a U-Haul or 2, and the flatbed trailer. And so the quote we got up there, I haven't gotten 2 of the quotes on there.
Right.
I haven't heard back on this.
Just covers, it's a pretty general bare bone trailer in terms of like there's nothing on the inside other than reinforcement for heavy equipment and the same 7,000 pound portion axles. So
Yeah. So the thought is to basically consolidate into 2 nice trailers that can handle everything that you need.
Correct.
Okay. So the reason I put this on here was just to let you know that we did have 1 quote so far. You don't have to approve this one tonight, but I just put this one on here. We would still need to go through the proper channels to get more quotes and more information on that. But also had a thought process of if at some point later in the summer we were able to get everything together where it was a good deal to purchase, would we want the money to be available as far as lead times go, was my thought. So we can discuss that if y'all want to. Instead of, let's say that we get some numbers together 1st of July, but we got to wait till the end of July's board meeting to get it approved. Does that make sense?
So, we got a lot of stuff to think about, but is there a way that you can make it 1 more year with the U-Hauls?
I mean, yes, sir, we could make it work with, I mean, we generally right now with the props that we would be using, we would probably have to rent out, my guess would be 2 hauls and a flatbed truck.
Well, I mean, it's just a lot of money
Yes, sir.
at one time.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, we may get through this budget process and realize that we've got more money coming in than what we thought.
Yes, sir.
Then we could turn around and act on it if, you know, if we want, if we so choose. But I mean, y'all talk, it's up to y'all.
The trailer that we bought from Melissa, you can't use that as a prop trailer?
No, sir, it's not tall enough. Yeah, it's the height on that is 7.5 feet. And so we got one of our props that we use, the back panels on there alone is 8 feet in height on that. So that's one of the ones we usually rent U-Hauls for, is just to put all of those into one.
I agree. I mean, we need to figure a way to make U-Hauls work another year. I mean, unless something just miraculous happens during the budget cycle.
Yeah. And we discussed that as a possibility. So I threw this on here because I wanted y'all to know what the initial quote that he found came up for that one. In case we wanted to make that money available is the reason that's on there.
I would like to, I just don't know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll revisit that one if more money becomes available, and if not, then we'll.
So we're actually voting on the budget amendments?
Yeah, so it would just be the first and the third one then.
30,041 and the 95,061.
Yep.
Okay. Any further discussion? If not, entertain a motion to approve the amendment as presented. Well.
Yeah, with the amended.
Yeah, with the.
Second, yeah.
Second one omitted.
The first and the third.
31,000 and the 91, was it 91,000? 95. Okay.
Omitting the 48,977.
Yeah. Was that a motion? I heard it. We got a motion made. We have a second. We got a second. Signify approval by raising your right hand. Same sign as opposed. Motion carries. We got one more item that we do every year.
You got one more budget amendment that didn't make it into the packet. You got a physical copy there. And this one is really a wash. So when our TIA amounts came in, each year when you budget for TIA, you kind of have to guess at how many more teachers are going to get those designations, and you have to guess in your budget. So we guessed can't remember the exact numbers. We guessed close to 460,000. Ended up being like 520. So this money will come back to us in September and settle up. So I'm just asking right now to make the expenditures work, that we add this expenditure to the budget to cover those TIA payments that went out this month.
Okay.
And so we're going to add to the expenditure and the revenue because we do expect to receive that revenue in September. So it's really no major impact on the budget. You're just adding the expenditure line to make everything work out number-wise.
Do I have a motion to approve the amendment? We got a motion made, we got a second. Signify approval, raising your right hand. Same sign if opposed, motion carried. Is that all the amendments?
That's all.
Okay.
Thank you.
L2Is, discuss, consider, and take action. Granting Superintendent Mize hiring authority for professional contracts until Monday, August 17th, 2026.
Mr. President, we've done this each year, and this is for professional contracts. Allow us to move a little quicker as we approach the 45-day rule with the first day of instruction. So obviously I update y'all, and obviously nothing's made without a clear background check and reference checks on those employees. So
Yeah, I think we've done this
every year.
Every year, so we've got a motion made and a second down there. Signify your approval by raising your right hand. Same sign of opposed, motion carried. Anything else anybody has? Well, thank y'all for your time, and we're adjourned.